most men that are feminists are like usually either lazy, virtue signaling, just want to see tits, or access to easy sex. I somewhat agree like that white feminist voices are too loud, but then I think that they become really good at using black women or black faces when they want to, you know, push their movement further.
The reason why I'm at somewhat disagree is just because I'm hesitant to say that anyone speaking up for their views is too loud.
Kim Kardashian.
I wouldn't say that she isn't a feminist. I don't think that's her number one thing.
She went from doing her show and the whole like sex scandal thing to like, you know, now she's working in law and civil rights, and she's...
Hello? Yo! Have you been pissed off at all this week yet? Well, if you haven't, I hope you do by the end of this video. Courtesy of your boy Trey. Nah, but for real, man, check it out. This is some crazy shit that we got going on in this world right now, man. I feel like I'm the last of a dying breed that actually got educated on the DNA sequences of fucking sex chromosomes and shit, like X and Y chromosomes, like that determines your gender. And I just watched the video. Check it out. One of my most recent videos. It's gonna be the most recent video that you just seen. And man, people are losing their fucking minds out here. So we got a Jubilee video, and it says, "Do all feminists think the same?" Let's check this shit out, man. I wanna know. I wanna know. School me something. Learn me something about this shit, man. I need to know. God damn it. The fuck is going on in this world?
So for you, it is the ability to create life, and that's basically what makes you a woman.
Femininity and womanhood is so much more than just, you know, getting dressed up and putting on makeup and just the way I feel. It's who I am on a biological level.
Oh my God. Jubilee. They are doing an amazing job at this shit, man. This content is
Men
ridiculous.
can be feminist. 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, I'm wearing a hoodie that says men can be feminists too. I feel like I have to be over here.
I think most men that are feminists are like usually either lazy, virtue signaling, just want to see tits, or access to easy sex.
I think it's...
All right. What? She said they're lazy? What does being a feminist have to do with being lazy? Oh my God, the stupidity of people in this fucking world. I feel like I am going crazy because of the absurdity of everyone else in this fucking world. There's no logic. How does that even make sense? What do you have that provides a stable foundation as to why you would even claim that? How does a man being a feminist make him lazy? I'm not a feminist. I'm not. Right? To be quite honest with you, I don't even know what the fuck feminist even means in this today. Because everywhere I go, everywhere I read, everything I hear, everyone has a definition of what they think a feminist is.
It depends on your definition of feminism. Like modern day feminism, I would say yes. Like traditional feminism, like advocating for, you know, traditional...
You see what I mean? What the fuck? There's different variants. It's like it's like choosing a fucking character. Like you got the same, it's like in Super Smash Bros. You try to choose your favorite character and they got all these different skins, but it's still Mario. It's like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to memorize all these damn subsets of feminists?
You know, femininity and non-discrimination in the workplace. Like, I think those things men can agree with.
I see what you're saying when you're like, there's this performative feminism that a lot of guys do. So if a male feminist is like, oh, I only support like women and it's just only about that, but he's not even talking about how like feminism needs to support men or like trans people or whatever, then there is a performative.
Man, okay, I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm rooting for the trans population. You know why? Because they're gonna infiltrate the woman space And then there's gonna be it's gonna be the battle of the fucking giants, you guys. It's gonna be the trans community versus the women community, and the trans community fighting to identify as women, and women are gonna try to fight to get their own exclusive identity because they've welcomed them in, and now they're saying that it's a fucking issue. Look at the sports. Look at all this shit, man. It's gonna be an issue, but you know what? Women, this is what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted gender fluidity and shit like that, so guess what? You got it. Now I'm hoping the fucking trans community comes in here and makes their voices loud as fuck with this shit, man. Go wild. Go wild. Fucking, what do you think his name is? Sinatra? Fucking, I don't know.
To it.
White feminist voices are too loud.
Oh, you know she gonna say yeah.
2, 1, go.
I somewhat agree, like, that white feminist voices are too loud, but then I think that they've become really good at using black women or black faces when they want to, you know, push their movement further.
I agree.
For the first time, I mean, she's only spoken twice, but that's actually not a bad point. That's actually not a bad point, you guys. But here's the deal. As a fucking woman, as a sentient being, as a human, you need to be able to think for your own. You need to actually look and think for yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of the women in the black community that think for themselves is still a line in shit that comes from, that sprinkles down from the white society, white community. And I can say the same thing for the black men. But if women admittedly say that they're very emotional and their emotions override their logic a lot of times, then you need to have a balance, and that's going to be a logical thinking person, which is typically the man. You don't want to defer. You don't want to put a man in power. Well, guess what? Your emotions are going to ride all the way, and you're going to be easy to use because white women still go to white men. You know, there's a lot more. I mean, because think about it like this. Look. The white population is so much bigger than the black population in America. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more white women feminists out here that are hating their men. But on the same token, there are way more white women that are submissive and love their white men, you know, or other men for that matter. You know what I'm saying? This is their world in their eyes. So it's like, you know what I mean? So as a black woman, you should actually learn what the white feminists are saying. Understand it, look at what they're standing for, and then evaluate, critically think, is this good for what I want? Is this good for the black community? If you're thinking about the black community, most black women aren't. They're thinking of themselves. The same way I can say for a lot of black men, they're thinking for themselves, not thinking about the community, not thinking about a whole, but that's for another story. But, you know, I kind of get with her. I can rock with her a little bit, you know, a little bit.
That it's probably not balanced, and I think it probably needs to be more equal. I guess the reason why I'm at somewhat disagree is just because I'm hesitant to say that anyone speaking up for their views is too loud.
I think that's fine, and I can definitely see what you're saying.
Man, I'm going to say this off the rip. White girl with the pink heels on is so much more articulate, so much more educated than chick with the red hair. And I'm not saying this on no fucking, because I hate black women and some shit like that. Not at all. It's because you could just tell by the way that she's talking, the words that she's using, the way that she's combining her sentences. Black woman, unfortunately, just has a bunch of emotions and passion behind what she talks, which isn't always a bad thing. But when you want to talk about persuading and you want to come with actual, like, solid, concrete conversation and influence, I mean, emotion isn't always going to push you there. You know what I'm saying? Emotion is fickle. So
Yeah, I just hate, like, when some of these movements use
hate.
black women
She said hate.
when it's convenient for them.
There's not discussion about the Latinas immigrant, how they get treated on the feminist movement. You know, it's always about either the pro-choice side or something else that is more interesting to white.
When you think of feminism, you usually think of a white lady. And I think that's still perpetuated, even though there'd be like a lot of black women behind the scenes doing a lot of the heavy lifting and often are in a lot of civil rights movements. White women have certain rights they need through feminism as other people, but they're just always taken more seriously by everyone.
I'll read off a list of public figures.
Hold on, they didn't ask the black dude. Why didn't they show the black dude?
And you'll go to your left if you believe the person to be a feminist, or the right if you don't think they're a feminist. Kim Kardashian.
Feminist. Fucking feminists.
I wouldn't say that she isn't a feminist. I don't think that's her number one thing.
She went from doing her show and the whole like sex scandal thing to like, you know, now she's working in law and civil rights, and she's done.
You know what? I actually, I do agree. I do agree with the dude in the white now. Now I think about Kim Kardashian. I don't think she fits the feminist ideal. I think that she definitely is about woman power. But if I were to think of someone that's feminist, Beyonce. Beyonce is feminist. Kim Kardashian, she still uses her sex shit. She don't really get involved with the feminist shit. She actually tried to get involved with the law. I don't know what the fuck Rhonda talking about. Like, oh God, I don't know what the fuck she talking about. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I'll go back a little bit to see what she's talking about, because she just be saying shit that this is the frustration. This is the frustration. And this is the frustration that intellectual black men gotta deal with. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let me calm down, y'all. Let me calm down. Let me calm down.
A feminist. I don't think that's her number one thing.
She went from doing her show and the whole like sex scandal thing to like, you know, now she's working in law and civil rights, and she's done the whole family thing. Ultimately, I think that Kim Kardashian is a woman that has like done what she's wanted to do.
What does that have to do with being a feminist? Oh my God. Jubilee, you doing this shit on purpose. I don't know how you guys are getting these people up here, man, but man, we need better representations up here. She does not represent black women. I don't know what the fuck and why is the black guy not talking? Come on, let's get someone else talking, man. Why is she? It's like the white girl versus the black girl. This is what it's looking like.
Amy Coney Barrett.
Amy Coney Barrett, in my opinion, is like the epitome of a feminist. She's literally like a Supreme Court justice in like the highest court of the land, and she totally disproves the narrative that women have to choose between having a career and a family.
I don't really agree with her a lot on her political stances, but I think more so as just being a role model for women to be on a level of the Supreme Court where it's primarily dominated by men.
J.K. Rowling.
And here's the deal. As a woman, go for it. Go for those high systems. Go for those high positions. And guess what? It's going to be hard to find a man. I mean, if that's the life that you choose, go ahead. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with it. But this is the thing that a lot of people don't think about. If you want to, like a woman, women are trying to do the things that men do. And it's so weird. It's honestly so fucking weird. Why? Are you trying to live life like a man? Why do you want what men have? Why? Do you know what it's like being a man? Do you know what it takes to reach these high levels of success and shit? Come on. Are you willing to dedicate your life to work? This is just crazy to me. I just don't get it. And I guess I'm old. I guess I'm old school.
3 years ago, I would have said yes, and there's still a lot of reasons I would. She was a single mom. She wrote all the books. She became a billionaire. The reason I would say kind of no now is her just kind of weird anti-trans zealotry she's gotten involved in that kind of undercuts a lot of her other feminist stuff.
Yeah, let's go. You see what I'm saying? The trans community is saying trans is the same as women. Anything for women goes for the trans community. We need more trans men coming in here, or trans women, whatever the fuck they identify as, to invade the women feminine space. Please redefine femininity so that we can just look at all of this shit and it can come to the fucking implosion like a supernova or some shit. Like 2 stars or 2 galaxies collide and it just implodes and we just reset life. Please. Please. I'm wishing the trans community to get into this feminine space so we can talk more about this shit so women can be like, oh my God, I guess we really do need men and women really are different. Oh my God. Will it ever happen though? I hope. Man can be hopeful, right? Or do y'all want to take hope away from men too? Goddamn.
I mean, I disagree that just for the fact that she expresses her own opinions, that now people like literally crucified her and really want to like put her and undermine everything she has done, you know?
It's just she has such a big platform that when you're talking like this very extreme stuff about a marginalized group, that's really the issue.
Why should women with a platform be forced to align with the mainstream narrative of what it means to be a woman and a feminist? Why can't her own personal journey be enough?
Here it is, the double standard, and the justification is because of the explanation. Yes, I did not stumble with what I said. The justification for the way that women can be and should be and the things that women do is the explanation. One more time. The justification is the explanation. In a never-ending cycle. The explanation counts as the justification. It's never gonna get any further than that. Wow.
It really comes down to not that it's an opinion, it's that she's spreading a lot of dangerous misinformation.
But based on what, though? Because you don't agree with it?
No, it's scientific facts. She's just talking about stuff that's incorrect. And her ideas about trans men have affected legislation that harms trans men getting the resources they need.
Trans women are women. 3,
Uh-oh.
2, 1, go.
Come on, what you mean? Trans women are women. Women is what you are, is what you identify as, is what you want. Isn't this not what you said? This right here, this question, I'm glad the sequence of questions came in the way that they did. The order of them came in the way that they did. These women are fucking insane in the membrane. Insane in the membrane. And you know what? This world is big enough and this country is rich enough that they can live a good life with that mindset. Honestly. Quite honestly. They can live a decent life with that mindset. And they're probably going to go onto their deathbed with that mindset. You know? And so, at the end of the day, it almost kind of don't matter what we talk about. I think at the end of the day, it really just matters what kind of community you're trying to build. What kind of community of people you're trying to bring around you and shit like that, you guys. Like honestly, everyone, the way that this world is set up nowadays and the way the internet is, you can pretty much have any kind of views and pretty much kind of speak it out and be pretty much okay. As long as you're not working for a company and you're a CEO and you actually say what you think about women. Just make sure you don't do that, guys. Okay?